A routine live broadcast on a pro-regime TV channel. The interviewee in the Damascus studio, Hussein Shaib, was just talking about the explosions carried out by rebels when exactly that happened. He soldiers on, saying, we're okay, but then there's an even bigger blast. The sound had clearly gone. The interview was cut short at that point. Dramatic though the explosions may have been, their impact was more propaganda than military. The only casualties seem to have been the suicide bombers themselves. The perimeter wall of the state broadcasting building was damaged. It showed the bombers can penetrate into high security areas. Much more serious in terms of actual impact was the abduction of all 7 personnel on an international Red Cross convoy by armed men in the northwest of the country. 4 of the kidnapped aid workers have been freed, 3 from the Red Cross, 1 from the Syrian Red Crescent. The 3 others are still being held. It's not known by which group. The Red Cross says it's not suspending its work, but will be taking stricter precautions.
We call on the groups who are holding them to release them immediately and unconditionally. And the reason is, of course, we are here to serve the Syrian people.
The international team of chemical weapons experts has meanwhile set out for another day of verifying and destroying the equipment and munitions used to deliver the deadly weapons. So far, they haven't run into any problems on the ground. Virtually all the chemical sites are in government-held areas. But they do have to cross lines from time to time. They're taking nothing for granted in a constantly changing situation. The US Secretary of State met the Special Peace Envoy Lakhdar Brahimi in London to discuss holding a settlement conference, codenamed Geneva II, next month. John Kerry made it clear he expects the process to end President Assad's rule.
President Assad has lost the legitimacy necessary to be able to be a cohesive force that could bring people together. And that it is clear that in implementing Geneva I, which is the only purpose for having the Geneva Conference now, that there has to be a transition government.
That may be aimed at persuading the rebels to attend, but it's not the way the Syrian government, and possibly the Russians, see it. America's main job is to get the divided opposition to form a credible and unified delegation. That's a tall order. So far, it hasn't even been possible to set a date for the talks. Jim Muir, BBC News, Beirut.